This is a tutorial to play the Buggles Video Killed the Radio Star on guitar. I am going to show a few basic tips here. This is almost like an idiot's guide in some way, although that's a bit of an insult to people who actually can play or do find themselves playing, because it does actually require a wee bit of intelligence. Sometimes a bit of musical knowledge is not essential, but it's desirable. To kind of do the tune justice, there's a few things to start off and show. So if we look at the guitar itself, okay, it's best to have a capo. So if you know anything about guitars, get a wee capo to put on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th fret. So a fret is one of these things here. It's one of the silver bars along the neck of the guitar. Put it on fret number 7, and you're just going to basically play 5 fairly basic chords. Now, I'm going to tell you what the chords are, so very briefly, you may want to pause this after I've showed it so you can kind of look up something that really does explain what the chords are properly. Maybe I'll do another video another time separately on chords, but for now, what you need are chords G, C, D. You can never go wrong with those three. G, C, and D. They're major chords in that they sound happy. And then you want 2 minor chords, so E minor and B minor. They're minor because they're sad, okay? So major chords are happy, minor chords are sad. Easy enough to remember, you get it. With those 5 chords, I'll show the intro momentarily, but if we start with the bare bones of the tune, of the verse. Oh, probably a bit of tune there, but it's not that. So that's what the main structure of the verse kind of sounds like. I'm going to show you a wee trick as we go along too regarding the B minor chord, because B is a difficult chord to play. B minor not so much, but there's a trick in this particular tune to make it sound almost tuneful and get away with it. But if we start with G, C, D. So if you think of how the verse goes, I heard you on my wireless back in 52, lying awake and tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. You. Okay, so that's a kind of structure there. Oh, we're gonna have some company in just a moment. Hey, Matt. It's up to you how you want to play it. I like to kind of go a bit of a plucky style. Come on then. Whereas if you're familiar with the Presidents of the United States of America version, in the Wedding Singer, there's more of a I heard you on my wireless back in 52, lying awake and tending to the none on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. So there's no right or wrong. It's whatever you're used to. It's whatever you're more comfortable with. But if we take a more gentle approach for the purposes of making it sound musical, what I tend to do is... So I'll try and get my hands in here a wee bit. This is a G chord. I heard you on my wireless back in 52, lying awake and tuning in on you. If I was done, stop you coming through. Okay, so I'll do that once again because it's fairly basic, but just so you've got the idea. G, C, D. G, C, D, E minor, C, D, B minor, C, D. Okay, so with the G chord, that being your dominant chord throughout this, you start with that. And by plucking, of course, depending on how comfortable you are plucking, you can start to show off a wee bit as well, which is partly the point of playing the guitar. It's a performance type of instrument. It's kind of one you can show off with a little. So if you try the structure of the verse once more, I'll show you the trick in a second. I heard you on my words back in '52, lying awake tuning on you. If I was young and didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine and new technology. And now I understand the problems that you see. I met your children. Okay, so that's the verse, the structure of it. Okay, B minor, when we get to probably the last section of that verse, at the with the B minor chord in this particular piece, you can literally just put one finger on the fifth string. I think it's fifth string, yeah. And for the context of this tune, you can just get away with it as long as you're not touching this string here, because you don't do that in the B chord or B minor. You're only on it for like a second or two anyway. Now, when you get to the chorus, that's a little easier. So predominantly you've got G and C. Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. And then there's a downward step movement to G, F sharp, E minor. Okay, so F sharp in this case, you can get away with putting one finger on the sixth string, on the fret where there's a dot there, just below the capo. In my mind and in my car, we can't rewind, we've gone too far. And then, yeah, back to D. Okay, so D, then to E minor. Alrighty, and then that's kind of twice. We do the intro. It helps to be a little more experienced with the guitar when you're trying to do the introduction of this, because there's a bit of talent to it. But for any beginners, you're basically going light with the C and ending with the string at the end. B minor again. Oh, screwed that one up. And there's a nice wee one, A minor. So A minor in the intro, C, B minor, A minor. And then there's a funny little sound which sounds like a wah, 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 which is the genius of this piece, this song, because on the guitar you can just basically make sure you're playing the sixth string, which is the right note for it. Take your finger down to what must be the 11th or 12th, I want to say the 12th fret, and just slide it along. Ooh. Alright, so I'll show you once again that. Try and get the camera in this time. Oh. Try that once again. I'm trying to teach myself here. Okay, so there's a spaceship-like sound, space-type sound at the beginning, and then you launch into the verse. Okay, so take the intro again. Verse. I heard you on my wireless back in 52. Lying waking to the tune on you. And I was young and stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony. And then they just launch into video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star. Pictures came and broke your heart. And it's up to you if you want to do a plectrum or not. That's a general idea. I'm conscious that it's a little scrappy here and there, but hopefully you get the idea, and that's somewhat helpful to anyone who wants to pick up a guitar and at a party or something and just give people something memorable. Hope you enjoyed that.